In this video, we will be covering how to create a South Park styled character. We're going to be using creating a Donald Trump version of like a South Park character. So stick till the end of this tutorial, and you should be able to do something like this. Okay, so I'm just going to import the .ai file, that is the trump.ai file. Okay, so now we have everything in place. So now we're just going to jump into the reading process, and let's just go there. So I'll be speeding through most of this because I've covered them more comprehensively in other videos, but I still be explaining what I'm doing. So first thing I normally rig is the head. So I come to this head, and then I open the FFT. And one thing I need you to know is, okay, this particular style of animation doesn't have the jaw moving separately from the head, so the entire head moves, it bobs alongside as the character talks. So one way of achieving this is to just select this, that's the main head, select it, or rather I'll select both these and then make them independent. That's the first thing. And then I'm just going to select just this head first, click on the head, the entire head, and make that the jaw. So when you make that the jaw, you do the same for the other head. So you come down here and then you make this the jaw. So when you do this, the entire head moves. So let me just test that. Let's come to record, and the head should be popping. So you see, like right now the head is popping as I'm talking. So this is a good this is an easy way to just get that kind of feature going. So that's one lesson. So now let's continue. But one thing you also notice is, okay, right now if I just select this and this, you can move this around so it doesn't move the body. But one thing you want to do is to be able to manipulate the character with the body. So you want to be able to drag his neck and move the body alongside like this, like this, like this. So what you need to do is select this, and that's the reason why I did not make this independent. So you select the head, drag it towards to the neck side like this, so that it doesn't clash with the iris, because we're going to use a draggable there also. So select this and then select your neck, and then add a draggable. So add a draggable there. So now one thing we can do, even though I've not set up the leg, so that's one thing that, okay, let's just do that quickly. So let's just select the entire character, not the entire character, the entire profile. So let's select the frontal, and then let's just add a stick right here. Just drag it and then fix it. So you use fixed. Oh no, not magnet. That was a mistake. I was waiting for it to load. This is really slow, and it's probably because of my computer, so just bear with me. So we use fixed, and now this is fixed to the ground, and you can manipulate his neck. So for the draggable here, so let's come to record now and let's just try that quickly. Okay, so now if I hold the neck, you see, you can manipulate the body. And ignore this, because I'm supposed to put the pivot point down here, or at least at his waist. It should be around his waist, because that is where the center of gravity is for these kind of characters, and most characters actually. So just ignore that for now, but at least you can see that we can move him left to right, and that's a good addition. Okay, select this and then move these downwards. This is what was causing that. And in the first, no, move it to the waist, not to the legs. Move it to the waist where the center of gravity is. And let's just do that for the left profile. So select the left profile. Oh god, this is really taking too long. So let's drag the center of gravity to his waist. I know you're not seeing it, but it doesn't matter. You can see the outline. So just understand that there is something there. So let's just drag this and make sure it's selected. Make sure this profile is selected. If not, you'll be making these changes on probably on this frontal. Let's add fix there, and let's ignore the neck, the head, because what we'll be doing is like a very cool feature I discovered recently. So I've actually made tutorials that covered it just a little bit, but I think I'm going to cover it way more here. So let's now, one thing we need to also work on is they are working. So maybe we should just be going gradually before we start rigging certain things. So one thing that this style of animation has is its unique work. So instead of working like normal animations do, this particular style hops, so it jumps, the legs does not move, so it just hops around. So that's we are going to be replicating that feature also in this. I've done this tutorial before, but the mistake I earlier made was I did not talk to the person I created the character for. So he saw the video and then he told me to take it down, and I had to, because it's part of the agreement. I was supposed to ask for permission before posting it. So let's select this. Let's drag this to his waist also. You cannot do that, so you just have to use the selection tool. Let's drag it to his waist, and then this is what we will be manipulating. So we need these to hop around, and the good part with of this is this already has a transform trigger, a transform behavior to it. So there is already a transform behavior here. So we do not have to select this and add that already here, because there is a universal transform behavior already applied to the entire character, as you can see it here. So we do not have to apply it directly. So this is what we are going to be using to make the character hop around. And how we'll do that is we'll come to the record here. So now we have it here. So let's select our character, and then the first thing we'll do is let's just zoom in, because this is just going to take place in like probably 6 frames. So in the first frame, what we need to do is let's apply a position X, a position Y. I do not really think we need position X, but let's just do that. And then let's apply our rotation. Before I do that, I need to place the center of gravity around here, because now if I'm rotating it, it's rotating from on the waist, like, and that's not what I want. So let me just do that so that you see it's rotating directly on the waist. So that's not something I want. So I have to go into our rig and move that. So let's just select the main character, and it's rotating from here. Let's select this and drag it towards the leg, and now our character should be rotating from here, because that's where the transform is applied. Okay, so now if I rotate this, you can see it's rotating on his legs. The pivot points are directly on his legs. So let's just undo that quickly. And since we have added our, okay, yes, we've added our frame, we've added our key for rotation. So now what we need to do is go to 6 here, and let's just apply the same rotation, the same position, position X and position Y. Let's apply all. So now we have the character on the same position. So let's just move to 3 here, and let's rotate the character this way, just slightly. 4 degrees might be good enough. Okay, so now we need to move him on the y-axis upwards, so he needs to move upwards. So something like this should be fine. So it keys it directly. We do not need X, because we do not want him to move on this axis. So I think I'm just going to undo, just delete X. Just delete X. We don't need that. So just delete it. So now we have our character moving like this up to this point and down back. Okay, so one thing I need to do is this movement is quite fast, so I think we need to do it on every single frame. So let's move this to 1, let's move these to 3, and now we still have the same is back at the same position, so it goes like this. So it just, let me just play it quickly. Okay, so now we need it to also bounce towards this direction. So we have let's just make it accurately 48. We have minus 48, so the next should be 48. So it comes down, he comes down, he goes up to 48 now instead of minus 48. So you rotate, this should be 48. So let's move in by minus 48. It's still minus 48. It's moving on the y-axis by minus 48. You could do this manually, it's still fine, that's still cool, but I'm just going to manipulate it. Just use the direct exact number just so that everything looks good. So we need to rotate it at plus 4 degrees, not minus 4 degrees this time. So just 4 will do. And then now we'll come down here. We can just copy these keyframes, or we could just reset this. Just delete this, reset, and reset, and automatically we have this. Now we have him back to default. So we have this move, boom, good. So we have his first step, like his first step kind of thing. Okay, so now what we need to do to make this continuous, we need to make it into a frame and into a key, and configure it to a particular key on our keyboard just so that the character keeps repeating the same thing. Okay, so now I'm going to just copy everything here. Control C, come down to this frame here and Control V, paste. Copy everything, do the same thing, Control V and Control C, Control V, and place it. Make sure you are pasting it on the last frame, and then let's do the same thing. Copy the entire thing, Control C and Control V. Do the same thing, Control C and Control V. Okay, now if I play it, you see that he'll be bobbing continuously. So, but this is too fast. This is too fast. Let's just undo everything that we have done so far, and we need to move it by 2 frames. So it means what I need to do is move Control Z. Yeah, good, that's fine. So it comes down like this. So let's just move everything by 2 frames. So let's move this. Yeah, so the animation is in 2s, so it's smoother, and it won't be too fast. So this probably should do, hopefully. Okay, this fine. Okay, so now let's do what we're doing initially. Control C, come to the last frame, and Control V, and let's just scale out a bit. You do the same thing, control everything, Control C, come to the last frame, Control V, that's pasting. So you do the same thing, Control C, come here, Control V, and this is a lot faster because it's like doubling the whole speed. So you see, it's moving, it's bopping, but there is a smooth transition here. Like there is a smooth, it's moving too smooth, and well, if that's what you want, you could leave it like that. But one thing that I know is this movement is a bit more keyframed. The interpolation is not a linear interpolation, so it should be like what is that interpolation called? I forgot what it's called. Anyway, we're going to get to that. So let's just copy everything and then right click. When you right click, you see the interpolations here. You see the linear, and then you see the wait, there should be, there's a toggle hold keyframe. So this is what you want. When you select this, now everything becomes like it's keyframed manually. Like the movement is a bit more rigid, but at least it will get you that cartoony and this particular style. So now if I play, you can see the movement is a bit, well, it's not better per se, but it is more realistic, at least for this particular animation. So let's just use that now. Control C everything, control everything. Let's paste it. And the reason why I'm still pasting is because we need this to be long enough so that when somebody presses it, he could walk for like a minute or so before it will get exhausted, before it will finish, and then you have to press it all over again. You could leave it. If you think that you're not going to make your character walk for more than 4 seconds, you can leave it at 4 seconds, so that's still fine. But in my own case, I'm just going to drag it, just make sure it is up to 1 minute. So Control C, Control V, and then let's do it again. Control C, everything, come here, let's just zoom in so that we'll be able to get the last frame, and then we'll use Control V, and let's do the same. Oh no, it's too much. Let's just select everything, Control C. Nope, I was supposed to be on the last frame. I believe I got the last frame exactly. Oh no, I missed it, so let's just come in and paste. Okay, so we're up to a minute. We're up to 30, close to 30 minutes. So let's just do this one more time. Control C, come to the last frame, zoom in. Let's just do this, this should be the last. It doesn't have to be exactly 1 minute, so that's fine. Control C, Control V, boom. So we have close to a minute, about like 50 something seconds. Good. So now let's select everything once again. Select everything, just the T frame. So now let's right click. When you right click, you see an option, create replay and triggers from keyframes. This is what you need, so click this. When you click this, a key will appear here. Let's just name it something that we could easily remember, so let's make it walk. Boom. So now you come, where's my key? Okay, so now let's just give this, let's latch this, or rather let's not latch it, let's unlatch it, just so that when you press and release the button, the character stops working. So let's make this work. Let's make it M for movement. You can put it whatever key you want to, stay fine. So now come down here to this position, come down, and you will see this button on renamed. I don't know why it's like that. Normally when you rename it, it's supposed to rename here, but maybe that is something that they need to fix. The developers of the software need to fix. So let's just name this work also, and enter. And now we could delete all our keys. We don't need them anymore. Let's just delete everything because it's slowing down my timeline. So delete. And now let's zoom into our timeline. And now when I press M, the character starts popping. So M, boom, 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 boom. Very, very cool. So okay, so at least you learned how to work. And now one way to actually work, this is how you'll be able to work with this character. That's if you want him to move from point A to point B. I'm just going to do that quickly. So let's just press record, and then we'll press walk. So the character walks and then it stops. Okay, so now we've recorded his walk, and it also recorded some other things I did not want it to record in the first place. That's like he's talking. So we could just delete that. We don't need those. Let's delete the sound. Oh no, it's deleting everything. So let's just select just the sound, and then let's select just the visms. Okay, good. So now we have our walk. So now you could come here, and then let's make him walk towards the screen. So at this point here, let's just let's come to our transform, and then let's click on scale. Let's key in scale. Let's key in our position X. Yep, position X and position Y. I don't think we need position X per se. I don't think we don't need that. Let's just undo that. Let's undo that. So now at this position he starts walking. So he comes to this position, and at this position he should have walked to the screen. So let's scale him upwards and then bring him down on the x-axis. So this is kind of like a trick to get that whole movement towards why is it not moving? Okay, so instead let's use our anchor. So let's key in anchor Y, then come here and key in, just move anchor downwards, so to this point. So now we should have something like that, a movement that is cool. So play, and you see he moves towards the camera and then stops, which is just perfect. And the same way you could actually make him to move from right to left also. So that's cool. Okay, that's all for this part. The character, the link to the character will be in the description. Please go explore the character and see what you think I can do better or whatever. Thank you for watching. Please give us a like, give us a sub. It will help us to reach way more people and also help us to reach you with more contents like this in the future. Thank you and bye for now.